It has to be different occasions. You can fuck 10 times the first night, 10 times the second occasion, but then you gotta get her that third time. Hey guys, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Today I want to talk about the 3-lock rule, or with that rule, answer the question of how many times you have to sleep with a girl for her to like you, or to stay around and continue to see you. Now you might kind of giggle and chuckle at the prospect of, well, if she slept with you once, it means she likes you, right? Yes, but we want her to stick around. Now there's an infinite amount of reasons why, you know, in the process of sleeping with her once or twice, it doesn't get to the third point, right? But why is it 3 times sleeping with a girl that she's kind of locked in? It's a strange observation, and you know, I don't know if it's some fundamental mathematical principle of the universe or something that's going on, but most of the time when I would see a girl more often in a casual or serious relationship, I would sleep with her at least 3 times, meaning 3 separate occasions. You know, one time you could smash her 10 times, but then you never see her again. Then you would think, well, we had sex 10 times that night. Obviously, it was good sex, or we wouldn't have done it 10 times. And it's not like I was leaving the country or she was leaving the country. What happened? Well, like I said, it could have been, you know, let me just go over a few. You know, she kind of just saw you as a fuckboy, and she was like, all right, you know, fuck it, I'll have sex, but it's gonna be one and done. Thank you, sir. And, you know, I'm looking for something more serious, or he's not, you know, a long-term prospect, but he's hot and I'm just down for it tonight. Maybe you do have sex, but then when you're texting to see her again, she was cool with you, but then, I don't know, you became a little bit too interested, you were creepy, you were texting her too much. She could tell you liked her a lot more than she liked you. Maybe the sex was bad, but usually that's not a cause, because I think most people understand that, you know, maybe the first time's not gonna be the best, and you're gonna get to know each other better, and it'll get better over time. It could be that she felt like she likes you way more than her, and she's gonna get hurt because maybe you're a fuckboy, or she suspects you might be one, and so she's gonna save herself the disappointment of liking you too much. Maybe there's another guy she's talking to that she really likes, and you were just some fun on the side, so it wasn't even that you weren't on the table, or you just really weren't on the table in the first place. It didn't have that much to do with you. It could be that while you're texting her, one of these previous things comes up. Maybe you fuck her, but then you stop texting her as much and she gets upset and, you know, has assumptions about you. Those are a few possibilities of why you can sleep with a girl once, but then you don't see her again. And I've noticed that when I would lose girls, sometimes they drop off on the first time having sex. I'd like to think that I'm really great in sex, and I'd say pretty confidently I am. I know I'm great at sex. But maybe there was times where I weren't. When I wasn't. And I'm free to admit that. You know, if you do something enough times, you're probably gonna suck at it a few times, even if you're normally pretty good. Maybe I was nervous. Maybe I drank too much, smoked too much. Who the fuck knows? And I would just lose her right before we would get to the 3 point sometimes. Maybe I'd get past the first time having sex. But then, you know, we'd hang out a second time, and then I lost her. One in particular, I'll give you one example, and then I'll get to the rule of why I think it's a thing. So we slept together once, it was amazing. We had sex all fucking night and morning, drunk and high as hell, but it was like, I can't even remember how many times. It must have been like 6, 7, 8, I don't know. And then we had sex in the morning, and then she sent me like lingerie pics, and we fucked again. She came over. And then I remember a third time, she was on her period. I was like, we can just hang out. And she was like, oh, that'd be cute. And because I remember on the second date, we were watching this movie. It was actually a pretty good movie, where it legitimately showed the guy doing a real seduction, like what he said. It wasn't just like he looked at her and you didn't hear what he said, but you're like, oh, he said something amazing, and all of a sudden she's in his bed. Like, you actually saw the conversation and how he handled relationships. It was a movie with Ashton Kutcher, and he was kind of a fuckboy, and he was fucking this kind of more mature woman, And then she was like sugar mommering him. But I remember we were watching it, and at some point she made a statement like, you know, she wants something more from him, but he doesn't. But you know, I think guys like that, like the fuckboys, I think they should stay fuckboys because that's what they're like good at. She said it in a more elegant fashion than that. But I remember when she said that, I felt like it was aimed at me. Like it was a statement about me. Like, we should keep you as just you're just a fuck piece. And she was kind of a game player. She was a very, very smart chick. And she was strangely good at Tekken. Like it was really weird. Like, she's like, yeah, oh, she saw that I had a, arcade stick. And she's like, oh, do you play like fighting games? I'm like, yeah, you know, I played competitive Street Fighter when I was in high school and college. And, you know, I liked it. And she's like, do you have Tekken? I was like, yeah. And she's like, you want to play? I was like, sure. And she whooped my ass like the first 3 rounds because I was like, what? Like, you're actually good? And she was just this very analytical, smart chick. I eventually beat the shit out of her because I started taking her seriously. But, in the game. Well, in her pussy in real life. Yeah, she was very interesting, very smart, very observant. But I remember that statement, it stuck with me. And so this third time when we were gonna hang out, she said, oh, that'd be cute. And I think maybe in her head, she's like, oh, is this guy wants to hang out with me? Because she said, I'm on my period, so maybe we should hang out a different time. So that statement is, you know, I assume we're gonna fuck. And that's maybe like your box. And I was like, oh, we can just hang out. So we hung out, we went and smoked a joint, walked around, and then she wanted me to go watch a movie, but there were some of her guy friends. I was like, I don't want to fucking be around a bunch of guys who definitely want to sleep with you. And then, I don't know, they'll get competitive, you might play us against each other, like, it'll just be awkward, like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, let's just go back to my place. So we went back to my place, and that's when we played Tekken, actually. And I tried to fuck her, obviously still, but she's like, no, you know, I'm on my period. I'm like, all right, cool. But I guess I showed a little bit too much disappointment. And then there was like a couple weeks where we didn't see each other. And then she was out one night and I told her I was out and she's like, oh, I'm at the same bar. And I was like, really? And you know, she came around off of like the terrace area and she saw me. And when she saw me, there was just this like, hi, like she was genuinely excited to see me. I was like, okay, great. But then she told me, she's like, yeah, you know, I'm here with some guy. I don't know, it might be getting serious. I was like, what? And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Well, of course, being me, and I got high and I guess drunk and I wanted to be competitive. I like dragged her outside. We went and made out a bunch. And then I guess I just let her, she played me, not gonna lie. Like she's to me like a 10 out of 10. So I kind of let my feelings get the best of me. And I guess I acted a bit needy. And I like asked her, I was like, did you have fun when we fucked? It was just like, I got played, right? And then later we were smoking and some girl who I knew who's really sexy, she came to hang out with us and I started like focusing on her because I was like, all right, you told me you brought this guy, da 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 da. And then she got jealous. Like I was hanging out with her and I was smoking the joint and I was like, you want it? She was like, no, I'm good. And she like got pissed and just walked off and hung out with her other friends. And then after that, I never saw her again. Like we ran into each other once at a club, but like she didn't want to hang out again. And then like a month or two later, I called her and she's like, I'm actually in a relationship, da da da. So long fucking story short, not really short. The reason why we didn't see each other past that, well, we saw each other 3 times, but we didn't fuck on that 3rd time. That was kind of like the test moment, right? That was the moment where I was either gonna be a fuckboy and just be like chill, whatever, which is probably what I should have done and not try to get sex, or I could have maybe been a boyfriend prospect down the road if I again played cool, but I was skewing too much towards the fuckboy angle, but then I wasn't that cool fuckboy who was cool with not getting laid, which shows abundance and not, neediness, and then I lost her. And there was another guy who she was, was courting her and ended up working out better. So I lost her. That was a reason. There was a story explaining how I lost her, but why does it take 3 times to lock someone down? Why is that some sacred magical number? And the answer is I have no fucking clue. I can understand why it's not 1, because one night stand, but you would think a 2nd time? Okay, we've seen each other more than just the 1st. Obviously, you're not a one-night stand. I mean, so there's no fuckboy hesitations, though there still can be. But like, we should be good now. But 3 just seems to have this magic number where if you see her once or twice and she falls off, you should have fucked her 3 times. And most of the time, there's obvious exceptions where I fucked a girl 3 times and didn't see her more. But I would say I can't think of an instance where I did sleep with a girl 3 times and then she wasn't like an open option to hook up in the future. Unless she got some boyfriend down the road. But usually if I slept with her 3 times, I could sleep with her 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different occasions. That's the important part. It has to be different occasions. You can fuck 10 times the first night, 10 times the second occasion, but then you gotta get her that 3rd time. I suppose it just feels like, okay, some pivotal moment of progress of on 3 separate occasions I've seen this guy. But when you do end up seeing her 3 times and you gotta smash 3 times. It could be fuck once, fuck another, hang out a 3rd time, maybe she's on her period. Okay, all's cool, you see each other a 4th time, but you smash on that 4th time, but it's 3 times smashing separately occasions overall, and she's locked. Weird rule, principle of the universe, mathematical Fibonacci, sexual, mystical fucking things going on. I don't know. It's just a thing. So remember that. If you want to lock a girl for a fuck buddy, booty call, casual relationship, friends of benefits, or a long-term relationship, because you still should be sleeping with a girl even if you want her as a long-term prospect, because it's an amazing way to start a relationship. 3 times is the charm. Once you get that, you're usually good. She's seen enough of you. Maybe it's a consistency thing. Like, okay, I've seen him on 3 separate occasions and he's consistently been, we've opened up to each other, maybe had some more deep conversations, but like he's consistently been this cool guy that I like to have sex with, and obviously the sex is good enough that she came around 3 times for it. So if you want to lock girls down, 3 times is the charm. So fuck her 3 times, try to play it. I tell guys, once you fuck her 3 times, you're good. Like you can kind of get rid of the anxiety. So maybe have that as like a goal, because you know that if you smash 3 times, you will be good. And you're not gonna have that nervousness of, is she gonna continue to want to see me? And once you pass that mark, you can kind of lead the relationship in the direction that you want, casual or serious, okay? So fuck her 3 times. What's that Jeezy song? Fuck, I was about to start rapping. You're gonna see Poppy get down, but yeah, I fucked it up. 1 time and I like her. Fuck her 2 times. No, fuck her 1 time and I pipe her. I'm a piper. Fuck her 2 times and I like her. Fuck her 3 times. I'm a wife her? Yeah, that's it. That's a song. It's No Limit, G-Eazy, I think ASAP, Rocky. I think Nicki's on it. Is it Nicki? Yeah, anyways, it's a good song. Tells the truth. Fuck her 1 time, you pipe her. Fuck her 2 times, you like her. Fuck her 3 times, you're gonna wife her. Makes sense, fits with the video, and I got down. All right, Hector Castillo, I'm gonna start crumping. Poppy from girlchase.com, Millie rockin'. Subscribe, like the video, go fuck yourself. Ciao.